So Diddy has filed for his third appeal, still agreeing to the same terms that he did for his first and his second. $50 million up, that means his house and his mama house. All the children's passports, his was already taken a long time ago. Weekly UG tests, no meetings with women whatsoever, selling his airplane, and wearing an ankle monitor. Now, he may have some hope this time because there are a couple of changes that have happened since his last two appeals. Diddy has hired his cellmate's lawyer, Alexandria Shapiro, who is a very good lawyer from what I hear and what the news says. On top of that, Diddy has a new judge on the case. The case was assigned to U.S. District Judge Aron Sabarmian. I hope I said that right. And the reason he was assigned to this case because Judge Carter may not be able to accommodate Diddy on this case. This is because Diddy's people want a speedy trial. They want to get this shit over with. Now, with all those factors, plus the shit that's going on in the news with Thalia Graves, Diddy may get bail, or Judge Aron may stick to Judge Carter's ruling and keep his ass inside. We shall find out.
Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. Put your city in the chat. Let me know where you at. Put your city in the chat. Let me know where you at. What's up, Melissa? What's up, Stephanie? There's a possibility that Diddy may get bail. And that is one of the things that we're going to talk about. We're also going to talk about this Piers Morgan situation, how Jay-Z forced him to actually apologize. We're going to talk about the Hurricane Milton, and we're also going to talk about Pastor Keon Henderson, who is out here still allegedly trying to scam people. So we got a lot to talk about. So drop your city in the chat. Let me know where you at. Drop popcorn emojis in the chat and hit the like button.
Sean Combs has a new judge in his federal criminal case. Judge Carter, who denied him bail, has been replaced. Is this strategic? Is this going to help him? Well, evidently.
Oh my God, what in the world? It's not me, it's these freaking videos. I got a new downloading. Okay, so I'll explain.
Bail that Judge Carter declined him.
So what she just messed up at saying is the judge that refused bail before actually has gotten recused from this trial. And it isn't that the judge did anything wrong, but according to what I heard, the judge's wife is a higher up with Chase Bank, and apparently Diddy banks with Chase Bank, which makes that judge, because of his wife, a conflict of interest. So they had to take him off the case. So they have a new judge, and that is either good news or bad news for Diddy, because this new judge may be worse, but this new judge may actually be better for him. So this is one of the reasons why there's a possibility that he actually may get bailed out.
Not see how Sean Combs actually is going to want to have a speedy trial. At some point, he's going to waive that right.
And it's not my, give it a second. It's not me, y'all. It's TikTok.
Involve just Diddy, people beyond Diddy.
I think I'll let the lawsuits speak for themselves. I don't expect there to be anything. Everyone's focused on what other celebrities were involved. Who's going to be named, who's going to be outed. I don't expect that to happen this week. I'm hoping to file some lawsuits this week. They of course will include Mr. Combs and some corporate entities. But we want to make sure that if we name individuals beyond Mr. Combs, that we make sure that we've done our homework, because it's
what's going on, Michael Miller?
It's going to create a firestorm. We understand that. So we're going to make sure that we dot our I's and cross our T's.
Tony, you said something interesting there. You said, I don't expect that to happen this week. So that sounds like there could be other people named, other famous people named down the road. I know you said this is going to be a process over the next 30 days of filing these lawsuits. So are you saying not this week, but maybe in the weeks coming after this one?
I would expect so. I into a situation where people are, if I don't file a lawsuit next week, then, there's that creates a media frenzy. The truth is, I want to be clear about something.
Boss Lady Mo says, can you talk about the freak off tape that has been going around? Have you seen it, or what do you mean? See, I don't know anything about a freak off tape other than what other people know, right? I haven't seen any freak off tape, and I'm not necessarily concerned with a freak off tape because I'm just simply here to get this man off the streets or keep this man off the streets. All right. As far as who's on a tape or whatever, if unless that can actually help the case in getting him locked up, I don't necessarily care. I don't care if it's a woman on there or the dude on there or whatever. But if it's a kid on there, I care, because that would actually keep him in prison or keep him, from getting out. If there's some crazy stuff on there. So I mainly care about keeping this man in jail. I don't necessarily care about the gossip side of this. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to say that. So I'm not really caring about the freak off tapes because that's on the gossip side of this. I'm more on the getting this man off the streets side of this, if that makes any sense. So I don't really necessarily care about what's on the tapes unless it's something that is more incriminating to keep him in jail.
If you were attending one of these parties, if you will, and you attended before, or you knew what was going to happen, that is, you knew that a particular drug was being used in drinks that was causing people to be coerced and taken advantage of, and you were there in the room, or you participated, or you watched it happen and didn't say anything, or you helped cover it up, in my view, you have a problem. And as we file each one of these cases, we're going to make an effort to resolve them on the front end. But failing that, we're going to file public lawsuits and pursue these cases aggressively. So who will be named, when they will be named, all that will come out in due course. But the bottom line is, I want to be clear about the scope of this. A lot of people attended these parties. A lot of people saw this activity going on. A lot of people allowed it to go on.
Everybody hit the like button. 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 And drop your city in the chat. Let me know where you at. Is anybody in Florida? Is anybody in North Carolina? Because we're going to talk about the hurricanes. Also, there's a lot of different things we're going to talk about. But yeah, drop your city in the chat. Let me know where you at. I want to know who's all in here.
Said nothing, didn't intervene, maybe benefited from it, profited from it. All of these individuals and entities, in my view, have exposure here.
Are we talking about celebrities on the level of Diddy?
I would expect so, yes.
You sent any demand letters out to anybody other than Diddy saying, here's what you've done, we want to settle with you, or we're going to file a lawsuit? Have you sent any to, say, other celebrities beyond Diddy?
We have, and I want to explain that process because it's important. In every single case, especially cases like this, we collect our data, collect our evidence, do our due diligence, spend time with the victim, and then because it's in the best interest of the victim, we attempt to resolve these matters without the filing of a public lawsuit. And we have done that already. We've done that, I would say, with a handful of individuals, many of which you've heard of before, and we'll continue to do that. That's just the standard process that every lawyer in the United States who handles these types of cases uses because it's the right way to do it.
But there are also people who want to jump on the gravy train and want to make money, and that's got to be a big slice of what you're getting. I mean, it's not just automatically believing somebody because they say it.
No, Harvey, I think you're right. I was born at night, but I wasn't born last night. You get 3,200 calls, and that turns into 100 some odd clients.
What's up, Trey? Trail girl. I hope didn't say your name. I hope I said your name right.
I think you see the process that we're involved in. We're doing a lot.
So obviously Diddy thinks the third time's a charm because he is attempting to get bail again. They said he's building a powerhouse legal team, and documents show that they have filed to appeal the bond denial. They said he has added 2 more attorneys to his team, Anthony Rico and Alexandra Shapiro.
This shit just got dark. Apparently, A-list celebrities are paying off the victims so they're not named in this lawsuit, which means some of the super rich people
What's up, Dion?
involved in this are probably going to get away with it. And this is all coming from Diddy's lawyer. This clearly has some level of effect because 120 people have avoided public exposure thanks to the hush money. And once again, if that's the case, there's a whole bunch of people that probably was involved with the situation that we're never going to hear about.
And when it comes to this part right here, where other celebrities are allegedly, I don't know, paying people money to keep their mouths shut about them, I can easily see that them saying, don't say nothing about Diddy either. Because saying something about Diddy could cause them to talk about them, right? So even though Diddy may or may not be able to pay people to not talk, because I don't know if he has the money, the wherewithal, the access, or whatever. I don't know. I don't know anything about his finances right now. Are they freezing his assets, taking something from him, monitoring what he's doing with his money? I don't know. But if there are other celebrities that are out there that feel like they're on their on these tapes, like Ashton Kutcher as an example, I could see another celebrity going to somebody that may want to speak out about Diddy and pay them not to speak out about Diddy, because speaking about Diddy would easily cause them to be brought up in the conversation, and next thing you know, they're in the conversation or they have to get subpoenaed. So them allegedly paying these people and not Diddy paying these people could make it where Diddy can actually not have anybody come forward, because right now 120 people have come forward to speak out about Diddy. But if I want you to think about this. If you have been baby oiled up by Diddy at some point in the past, and you're standing up and you're like, yo, I want to testify. And then somebody else hits you up and says, hey, how much would it take for you to be quiet? Not Diddy, but somebody else. And you're like, so-and-so just hit me up. You may actually stay quiet because another person that you don't hate, another person that you may actually love, is asking you to do something for them. Right now, name your favorite rapper or singer or actor right now. I want to do something. Right now, everybody in the chat, name your favorite actor, singer, rapper, or just celebrity right now. Name a person that you would be kind of like excited to meet right now. Lil Jon. A celebrity that you would like to meet. Okay, so somebody says Mariah Carey. Somebody says Eminem, right? Monica, okay. Grace Jones. Your favorite celebrity that you would love to meet, like if you ran into him in a mall. You talking about some freaking Grace Jones. Okay, so Janet, all right. So I want y'all to think about this. What if Mary J. Blige, Denzel Washington, Johnny Depp, Mariah Carey, Monica, Laz Alonso, Eminem. What if one of those people called your phone and said, hey, Kanye West, and said, hey, I heard that you are looking to testify in this Diddy case. Can you do me a big favor and just like not say anything? Because I don't want any problems with me. Because I've been to those Diddy parties. I ain't do nothing, but I just don't want no problems. And the person that you admire is asking you, Oprah. So these are the stars that y'all have named. Keanu Reeves, that's a good one. Keanu Reeves personally calls you and says, hey, could I pay you, I don't know, $100,000 for you just not say anything in this Diddy case? If Keanu Reeves is somebody that you're a big fan of, and they asked you to not say nothing, and they gave you some money, would you actually, wouldn't you just be quiet? If Mariah Carey hits you up and says, hey, Hugh Jackman, yeah, Wolverine, some big old star actually calls you and says, I want you to stay quiet. I'll pay you $100,000 and I'll sign an autograph or something. I don't know. You can get my voice and I'll say happy birthday to your daughter or something. To the Mariah Carey fans, and say you have a daughter or a niece, and Mariah Carey says, I'll say happy birthday to your daughter, give you $100,000 if you just don't say nothing. You'll do it. You'll be like, what? Mariah Carey? Hugh Jackman? Keanu Reeves? So that other person can actually cause you to drop out of this lawsuit because the other person that you love and admire is asking you, is paying you, is incentivizing you. I'm just saying. So the other people may actually screw up this case for the victims and not Diddy.
Definitely the guys that got a whole bunch of money to make people not talk. And I don't know about y'all, but that's kind of disappointing to me because everybody needs to go down, bruh. There needs to be a complete restructure.
J-Lo hits you up. Hey, this is J-Lo. And I just, I was dating Diddy at one time, and I don't want the past to be brought up. So could you do me a big favor and not say anything about this Diddy case? And you're a J-Lo fan, or you're a Keanu Reeves fan, or you're a Mariah Carey fan, or you know what I'm saying? You're an Ashanti fan. You may just say, okay, I'll drop out for you. You know what I'm saying?
Of how the industry operates. That's not going to happen if the same people that are doing these things get to go right back to work. And I
No problem, Wani.
hope that Diddy can stay alive during this whole process. Because with P. Diddy going down, a whole bunch of the music industry is going to go down with them.
Let me play this other video because this is interesting.
My last video on Sean.
So check him out. I watch him all the time. Watch him.
So this is going to be my last video on Sean Combs, and in a minute you'll know why. I want to talk about the new bail hearing real quick. So he got the best appellate lawyer in the country, or one of. I've told y'all many times, a good lawyer knows the law, a great lawyer knows the judge. She was able to get a new judge appointed for no fucking reason on a Friday afternoon. That's how they do it. They slip it under the radar on a Friday afternoon.
Hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button. The likes are low. Please hit the like button, please, and thank you. We got about 100 more people that just came in, and to those 100 people who just came in, can you please hit the like button if you ever so kindly can. So hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. And I'm talking to the new people who have not hit the like button yet, because y'all already know when y'all hit the like button, you get 200, 400, 500 more people coming in here. So I want everybody to hit the like button if you could.
Into the weekend, no one's paying attention. They slip it under the moon. That's how they, for no fucking reason, on a Friday afternoon. That's how they do it. They slip it under the radar on a Friday afternoon into the weekend. No one's paying attention. Now, will he get bail? The odds are yes, right? Every time they put a new bail.
See, the odds are yes. And I trust this guy. He's really into this stuff.
That's how they do it. They slip it under the radar on a Friday afternoon into the weekend. No one's paying attention. Now, will he get bail? The odds are yes, right? Every time they put a new bail package together, by the way, just so y'all know the cost, we're talking upwards of $1 million. I think she'll get bail because she has it lined up. But here's the caveat to that. If he gets bail, the government has so many charges on him. They only went for the slam dunk, if you read the indictment. So many charges, he'll probably get hit with new charges and be rearrested. So we're going to see how that plays out. But here's why I'm dead.
So that makes a lot of sense. He could turn around and get bail, and the prosecution, or the feds, not the prosecution, the feds may actually say, we're going to hold, because the first thing I said to myself with all of this going on, why isn't he like being tried for the kid stuff? Why is he not getting charged for the DRUG stuff? You know, the baby oil stuff, right? And exactly. This may be why they might be anticipating on him getting bail. And when he gets bailed, because I've seen this before, he can get bailed out and then the feds can turn around and hit him with 3 new charges that they just got in their pocket and lock him back up. So that may actually happen. So there's a possibility that he does get bail, and there's a possibility that they will lock him right back up on 3 new charges. And that would be brilliant, because now he'll have 2 different situations at the same time.
So many charges, he'll probably get hit with new charges and be rearrested. So we're going to see how that plays out. Crazy. But here's why I'm dead in this. So allegedly, my people saw an alleged video. Whether I saw the video or not, I cannot say. But in the video, it was some unlikely suspects, right? And there was kids involved. Okay, it's just dead.
All right, so I want to say this. Because I told y'all before, I have been getting problems with monetization when we're going down this rabbit hole. And I showed y'all this a few shows ago, that this shows you this video may earn limited or no ad revenue due to content identified as not suitable for advertisers. And then in this particular in these particular situations, you can actually go to them and say, can I get this looked at by a human? And then at the bottom, you see, to resolve restrictions, please visit the studio. And then you hit it, and then you wait for confirmation. And then some of my videos are saying this video has been confirmed by a manual review that is not suitable for advertisers. What does that mean? This means that half of these Diddy videos I'm doing, I'm not getting any money from advertisers on YouTube. So with that being said, if you enjoy this content, I would appreciate it if you guys were to do this. contribute to the channel a little bit more than usual because, like I said, I'm not getting paid for some of these Diddy videos because the farther we go down this rabbit hole and we start talking about, you know, I would say teenagers stuff, it's causing problems with my channel. So if you could drop a cash app, $10, $5 or whatever, $200 or whatever, cash app is $AARON 1000, AARON 1000, or buy one of my products because it is getting spooky. All right, so I just wanted to say that because this rabbit hole is getting crazy. Shout out to Diddy. My card, the card game is a great Christmas gift. Yes. It's the best $35 that you've ever spent in your life.
It was some unlikely suspects, right? And there was kids involved. Okay? It's just dead fucking serious. It ain't no fucking game. And it was more on the sack than the molestation.
Ooh. Ugh. See what I'm saying? So what he just said, I'm gonna blank it out. So I'm gonna back it up a little bit. This is what I'm saying, y'all. The farther we go down this rabbit hole, I need y'all support because I ain't getting paid for some of these videos.
Fucking serious. It ain't no fucking game. And it was more on the sacrifice tip.
So according to what he's saying,
hit with new charges and be rearrested. So we're going to see how that plays out.
Listen
but here's why I'm dead in this. So allegedly, my people saw an alleged video.
An alleged video, a Diddy video.
Whether I saw the video or not, I cannot say. But in the video, it was some unlikely suspects.
Unlikely suspects in the video.
Right? And there was kids involved.
Kids involved. It gets worse. He says this next.
Okay? It's just dead fucking serious. It ain't no fucking game.
Listen to this part right here.
And it was more on the sacrifice tip.
I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what that means. I'm not even going to repeat what he just said, but I don't even know what that means. I don't know what that means. I don't want to repeat what he said, but he or his people seen Diddy tapes of something, and it's worse than we actually thought. And please don't repeat what he said in the comments, please. But, and my moderators, please don't block nobody. Please don't do nothing. I don't want nobody blocked. But this is crazy.
Molestation. And I said to my people, but where the fuck are they getting these kids from? Told me,
where are they getting these kids from? He said they. He didn't say he. He said they. Where are they getting kids from? And I'm trying to be extremely careful with my wording. Where are they getting these kids from? Who is they? Not he, they. So I remember this video, and it's confirming it.
And I was one of the kids that was one of the party favors, and a party favor
kids, right?
Means that you're set on top of, and you're used as a toy.
I don't want some of her words being said, so I'm
Certain time of night when the music stops and then the DJ starts flashing all these lights and they close the doors.
It's like some type of ritual. So it's bigger than we thought. It's like some ritual stuff. You feel me? And it's worse than just baby oil, girls. It's bigger than baby oil and girls being sleepy, I'll just say. It's bigger than the girls being sleepy with the baby oil. It's bigger than that. It's way worse.
And then everybody turns into like a frenzy and
See, the frenzy is the ritual.
starts going into a crazed animal-like demonic state. And you have no idea what's going on. And yes, there was a time where I was just like, don't give a shit because it happened. And I was the type of kid that thought that, you know, you're in the presence of royalty and they make it seem like you're in the presence of Hollywood, so you should be honored and you should be appreciating that you're there. And I was that person. I totally acted like that. I was like, oh, it's fine, you know, it really doesn't matter. But then it really did matter when my pimp was like, he had rules. He had lots of rules, and it was more money. And if you know the difference between a pimp, a John, and a trafficker, the trafficker is the supplier, but the pimp is collecting the money and the John is doing the buying. So if the pimp is saying that Full House.
So right there, I got to bleep that out. Full house meaning booty, everything, right? So that's what she's saying.
Right. What was I saying? Full house sex. If the pimp paid,
I'm trying to beep out whatever she says.
Full house sex, and there's to anal, and there's.
Damn it! This is so difficult to do. Hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button.
So, at a certain point, I was not.
Oh, okay, I gotta move faster. But his father is worse.
And then after a certain time,
you'll get stuck. You'll go deeper and deeper. You won't be able to come back out because it's hard, because the tunnels run all different directions for miles and miles and miles and miles. So if you go down the wrong one, you'll get stuck. And it's confusing to turn back around and get back to where you're.
And just for the record, I'm the first person that actually talked about these tunnels that are under Diddy's house. And I talked about that 7 months ago, just for the record. Nobody else was talking about the tunnels until I did. I got a video talking about the tunnels that is almost at 1 million views. It's a live stream I did. And that was like 8 months ago.
Going. So you have to be led in and out. I think people assume that when you get underground, it's just this dirt and you keep going deeper and there's more dirt and then there's cages of children. No, that's not how it works. There's cities underground. There's warehouses underground. There's actual homes underground.
Hi. I'd appreciate it. So I know you're still with me and you didn't come. And we lost our home. Interview in 2021 that no one tells on Diddy. P. Diddy. All right? Just the same way nobody tells on Denzel Washington. People don't usually talk and stop and think about the children victims that are going through things right now as we speak, and the ones who suffered through all this bullshit.
So that's what my guy right here was talking about. And it's all cooperating with each other.
getting the kids from CPS, and they told me reluctantly, choked up.
CPS has something to do with all this. And in the video, oh crap, I forgot. There's another video that I did a live stream about how Kamala Harris, I'm just going to say that. I'm just going to leave it there because it's so difficult to get around certain things. And hold on. So let me see if I can find that video where another, let's see. Give me a second. Give me a second. Let me see. I got to find it.
Tears in their voice because we're on the phone. And although I know the truth and I live my life in truth of how the world works, I know what the fuck really goes on. It was still so hard for me to believe, right? Anyway, so I'm digesting this. Now, mind you, I trust my people with my life, and I still wouldn't believe it. But the very next morning, this drops. Check this clip out.
My last name from Outlaw because
The same girl, Allie. Allie, I forgot her last name.
I don't care. I don't want anybody's money. It ain't worth it. It's blood money. If somebody told me today, I'd give you whatever you want and money, I would tell you to keep. The only people that would probably take money from is Child Protective Services because for 1 whole year, they collected money from me while they knew I was being trafficked.
So I got to stop it right there. Ali Carter, yeah. So according to what she's saying is the only person that she would accept money from, you know, as far as a settlement is not from Jay-Z or Diddy or whoever. It will be from Child Protective Services because they are the real culprits. So you have the blank dealer, and then you got the blank user. And you always wonder who is the worst person, the blank dealer or the blank user. So the blank dealer in this particular situation is CPS. And the blank user is Diddy in them. You know? And in my opinion, the blank dealer is always the worst group of people. Why? Because if the blank dealer didn't have blank, the blank user wouldn't have a supply to blank. I'm trying to be very careful with my words. So Child Protective Services, you know, I want y'all to think about this. Involving the migrant crisis. And then you look at Child Protective Services. You don't think the majority of the kids that are coming in from the migrant crisis? Where do you think they're going? They're children. They're going straight to Child Protective Services. And that's the actual hub. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody, somebody tell me where the likes are? Can somebody tell me where the likes are?
The only people that would probably take money from is Child Protective Services because for 1 whole year, they collected money from me.
She said for 1 whole year, they collected money from a group of people. You know what I'm saying? I can't really say it. A group of people.
probably take money from is Child Protective Services, because for 1 whole year they collected money from me while being trafficked. My traffickers documented and aided my. They're still. They collected on every single way. They collected a pay time I was assaulted. Case. It gives a bigger paycheck to the. It gives a bigger paycheck. Foster care.
Foster care
on children. Like.
Hopefully I can play that.
Only runs on children. Monsters Inc. Do you understand what I am saying? Has anybody ever seen the movie Monsters Inc? You know.
So for anybody who's like, why you keep doing all these Diddy videos? Because I can't just do one video and explain the entire rabbit hole. We gotta go down the rabbit hole, you know, chunk by chunk. You know what I'm saying? We gotta pull some stuff up, talk about it, pull some more stuff up and talk about it, pull some more stuff up and talk about it. We can't just it's not, because everything is buried. So it takes a lot to go as far as we're going.
Able to speak first.
Seem likeness, but they were household names. They were celebrities in their own rights. They were artists, they were actresses, and all of that. All of whom, in the years that they've been friends with him had at least seen or suspected some sort of character defects, to put it nicely. And they still remain friends with him. They still chose to associate with him. And I draw contrast to 50 Cent, who I hope in my life I never get on the bad side of.
And hold on, let me see if I can find this video real quick. Let's see.
Was democracy best served?
That's not it.
So the illegals come across the border. The paperwork that they force ICE to fill out is to ask one question. Who are you voting for? No. Why did you come to America? And I gave you pictures of this. Why did you come to America? And all the people say, I came to get a job. And so the illegals come across.
And the reason why I'm bringing this up, I'm showing y'all the funneling of a certain very short group of people, little short people. We'll just say little short people. They're like really short, like 3 feet tall, 4 feet tall. And they are coming in to, through the borders. And these little short people are getting funneled into America, and they're going straight to a group of tall people that is, some YouTube is trying to, mess up folks' channel.
The paperwork that they force ICE to fill out is to ask one question. Who are you voting for? No. Why did you come to America? And I gave you pictures of this. Why did you come to America? And all the people say, I came to get a job. And then they say, okay, if you're going to work in America, sign this piece of paper that says you promise to pay tax if you get a job. You know what our government does? Gives them a social security number. Oh, yeah. Hang on. And a driver's license. Then they say, you got to go get a driver's license. When the people go into the driver's license bureau, they get registered to vote. No. They get a driver's license. They go, I need an ID. They hand them a social security card. The person automatically thinks and does not check if they're a real citizen. The government doesn't release the list of the people's names. They have merged motor voter. And what happens is that illegal literally gets a driver's license, automatically gets dropped into the voter file. And when
this is what's going on, y'all.
The FBI says it has foiled a terror plot set to take place inside the U.S. on Election Day. A criminal complaint just unsealed within the last 30 minutes says.
I'm looking for something in particular, but it's just so much.
Now, he said this morning, you've never called regarding any of.
I'm trying to find a video about the kids. That's not it.
Remember when Kamala Harris said she believed those?
Nope, that's not it. Is this
So
it?
to recap, FEMA doesn't provide early warning or timely mandatory evacuation orders. They don't provide any significant.
Okay, that's not it. I'll look for it. But this rabbit hole is crazy.
Because he is a complete bulldog. He's ruthless. Right, but 50 Cent and Eminem always made it clear that they never. Sorry?
What's up, Brown Sugar? Oh my God, it messed up again. Hold on, y'all. I got a new downloader, and the downloader isn't downloading everything properly. So give it a second. God damn. Come on, man. All right, forget it.
You guys can tell me if you think that I'm wrong, but I think that Ashton Kutcher is kind of outing himself because this whole thing is pretty weird. Let's talk about it. So apparently Ashton is terrified that Diddy might make up false allegations about...
So Ashton Kutcher is one of those celebrities that are possibly paying people off to keep them away from this Diddy case.
...his celebrity friends in order to clear his name. Now, these two have been friends for a couple decades. They speak highly about each other, and we know that Ashton's been to at least one of his parties. And look, being friends with somebody does not make you complicit. We'll find out as things go on, but we have to say that Ashton does make questionable choices when it comes to friends. For example, Diddy and Danny Masterson, who he also defended, and the two of them have been arrested for slightly similar charges, his a lot worse. And again, at this point, I'm not saying that he did anything, but look, you lay down with dogs, you're going to pick up some fleas. Ashton also has come out and said that he regrets his friendship with Diddy, but then went on to say that he's really worried that Diddy's going to come out and willingly lie about his friends to clear his name. Again, it is just a weird thing to, out of the blue, come out and say completely unprovoked. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. Hit that follow button because I'm covering this, but to me, based on this alone, I won't be surprised if Ashton's name shows up on one of these lists.
Yeah, y'all, it's getting really bad, really scary. And even with me, because y'all heard about Piers Morgan, right? Piers Morgan is in a position where he literally had to apologize for having that woman on his show, Jaguar Wright. So now people are starting to be afraid to talk about some of this stuff. So I talked about how TikTokers are being threatened. Talked about that. I talked about how there was a TikToker that was going at it with J-Lo. She mysteriously died. There's another TikToker that was doing Diddy videos that mysteriously died. I can't find the video. I thought I downloaded it. But so it's two particular TikTokers in their 20s that have both mysteriously recently died. And they both were talking about the Diddy stuff. I don't know why they died. Could have been cancer. I don't know. And then you got Piers Morgan, who is, catching hell from Jay-Z and Beyonce. And he had to turn around and apologize specifically because, he said something about, he had her, this is it right here. I'll just play it.
Writer who's made claims about Diddy for years. Last week, I interviewed Jaguar Wright, a singer-songwriter who's made claims about Diddy for years. Those claims had already received a lot of attention in the media across many platforms for many years. And that's the thing about platforms. The reality of the modern world is that pretty much everyone has a platform as long as they have something to say that other people want to hear. That's why we invite her on to be interviewed. The people making these claims have an audience with or without shows like mine. Well, Jaguar Wright unexpectedly made several serious allegations about Jay-Z and Beyonce during that interview. As I said in the moment, they were not present to respond or defend themselves, but now they have. Their lawyers contacted us to say that those claims were totally false and have no basis in fact, and we've therefore complied with the legal request to cut them from the original interview. Editing interviews is not something we do lightly at a show called Uncensored. But like the proverbial cries of fire and a crowd.
His show, Piers Morgan's show, is literally called Uncensored. And he just got censored.
Theatre, there are legal limits on us too. We apologize to Jay-Z and Beyonce. Well, now Sean Diddy Combs.
So it is getting really spooky because they are censoring people. And like I told you, I got this from YouTube. And if you look at the bottom, I'm catching hell too. It says confirmed by review. This video has been confirmed by manual review that is not suitable for most advertisers. And hold on, let me get this off. Yeah, and I think somebody just said in the chat, somebody just said in the chat that, who said that? Did you see that even Candace Owens is backing off of the P. Diddy stuff? So yeah, the farther you go down this rabbit hole, the scarier things get. I'm not going to stop. I'm just going to be careful, but I'm not going to stop because this, it's just getting crazy. It's just getting so much. It's just getting crazy. It's getting crazy. I'm not going to stop. I just got to be careful. You know what I'm saying? So let's do this because his mom is a problem.
Janice Combs said all of the allegations are false against Diddy. Janice Combs was allegedly very involved and knew exactly what Diddy was doing. So do you guys remember right before Cassie's lawsuit dropped, November 2023, Diddy randomly decided to give back publishing rights to his artists, but that allegedly came with an NDA that they could never speak about anything that happened between Diddy, Janice Combs, Justin Combs, Sony, and more. And Aubrey O'Day spoke about this.
And in order to get that, I have to release him for any claims or wrongdoings or actions prior to the date of the release.
With a solution that will help everyone. I just came up with a solution that will help every woman watching, regardless of age, regardless of background. See, in my 7 years of coaching women, the number one thing that I hear in my coaching sessions is her issue or tumultuous relationship with her mother. So what I've done is come out with a card game that will actually help mothers and daughters come back together. We have to get to the source of a woman's pain, her inadequacies, her insecurities, and heal that little girl inside of her before she goes out in the world as a woman. I call Like Mother, Like Daughter, therapy in a box. Therapy in a box is 50 questions for the daughter to ask the mother, questions that you always wanted to ask. And it's also 50 questions for the mother to ask the daughter. But when you're able to ask the questions that you always wanted to ask to your mother without her getting upset, without her pulling rank on you, the lines of communication are now open. When women are finally able to forgive their mother, forgive their father, forgive what happened to them, and most importantly, hear her mother's side of the story that she never divulged to you, relationships outside of the household would then blossom. Because for most women, there's a hurt little girl inside of her that never had an opportunity to be seen or heard. All of the resentment, the lack of being heard, but all that stops when you buy my new Like Mother, Like Daughter card game. Order it now. The link is under this video. Click the link and let's start healing.
Janice Combs, Justin Combs, Sony, and more. And Aubrey O'Day spoke about this.
And in order to get that, I have to release him for any claims or wrong.
Wait. I did not tell anybody to ban this pig person. Hold on a second. Did I give anybody permission? See, I gave y'all wrenches, and now y'all are removing people. I timed her out, but you banned the person. I didn't tell nobody to ban nobody. They can say whatever they want to say. Let me deal with all that. Now, if somebody says some crazy stuff that can get my channel banned, that's one thing. But if somebody says, I don't like the car game, I don't care. They have the right not to like something. So leave people alone in the chat. Like I said, unless they say something absolutely crazy that could get my channel banned. You know, somebody talking about the P word or the R word or the M word. Yeah, that's one thing. But if somebody says, hey, I don't like you. Hey, you got a big head. Hey, you ugly. I don't care. That's more engagement for me. The more people talking, the more engagement I got. So as long as they don't say nothing crazy, please do not ban people. What is y'all doing? All right. Can y'all stop doing that, or I'm just going to take y'all wrenches away? Like, what are y'all doing?
Doings or actions prior to the date of the release. I have to sign an NDA that I will never disparage Puff, Bad Boy, Janice Combs, or Justin Combs' music, or EMI, or Sony ever in public.
You're telling me that Diddy had a change of heart 2 months before Cassie dropped her lawsuit, and he decided to get back all of his artist publishing rights that he's had for years, including Biggie Smalls, who he had for over 25 years. But it came with an NDA that you had to sign that you would never speak about anything about Diddy and his mother? Like, what does your mother know? And the fact now that she's finally ready to break her silence and speak, and she didn't even speak when we all watched Diddy whooping Cassie up and down that hallway, is just honestly stupid. Like, Janice Combs, are you okay with the fact that Diddy was abusing women? Are you okay with the fact that Diddy is having multiple allegations now from...
And yes, Janice is okay with all these things that Diddy is doing because Diddy did it to her. She introduced Diddy into this world. Everything Diddy is doing to other people, she calls the things that happen to him. I'm quite sure that she was M-worded. I mean, he was M-worded. So, because I got this. Where is it? I think this is here.
Wait, did Diddy's mom force him to engage in these freak-offs when he was...
See? Force. She used the word force.
Was still a minor? Gel, these Diddy stories are getting way out of hand. And honestly, at this point, it's hard to say what's fact and what's not. Because every single day, there are more and more horrific stories about this man. And now the streets are saying that Diddy's mom was involved in the freak-offs, and that he grew up to be the way that he did because of his messed up childhood. So word on the street is, his mom, Janice Combs, was an escort, and she would sometimes make Diddy watch her indulge in these freak-offs when...
Make Diddy watch her. That part right there. She made him watch her.
Watch her indulge in these freak-offs when he was still a... Combs was an escort, and she would sometimes make Diddy watch her indulge in these freak-offs when he was still a kid. As if this wasn't bad enough, his dad was also the leader of a very notorious gang in Harlem back in the day, and he would physically assault people and sometimes even unalive them in front of Diddy. Now, this don't excuse any of his behavior, not one bit, but at least it gives us a little explanation as to where Diddy inherited all these nasty fetishes and extremely tendencies from. Okay, so ever since Cassie filed her lawsuit, Diddy's whole life has pretty much gone down the drain. He's lost over 18 brand deals. He was kicked off of his position as chairman at his own company, Revolt TV. He's now being dragged to court by the company that distributes his alcohol beverage, and the SA lawsuits just keep piling up by the day. It's definitely not gonna be long before he wipes his bank account clean to fund all of these court fees and fines he's gonna be paying. And as if this wasn't bad enough, people have also been looking into his family to try and figure out how Diddy came to be the kind of person that he is. And man, oh man, people found out a whole lot. It looks like Diddy's raging addiction to drugs, these freak-offs, and his against people is tied to his childhood trauma. See, Diddy was still a kid when his father passed away, so in order to provide for the family, his mom Janice was working 3 jobs, and allegedly escorting was one of them. My mother worked 3 jobs, and my grandmother worked 2. At an early age, I started my own paper route. According to the internet, Janice would sometimes bring some of the men that she hooked up with to the house. This is something that she would do often, and Diddy would witness it happen all the time.
All the time. Not one time, but all of the time. That's crazy. It was like a normal thing that happened.
As if this wasn't already bad enough for an underage kid to be seeing, it's also been reported by multiple sources that his father was a gang leader in Harlem. This was confirmed by Complex Magazine back in 2013 in an explosive article where they investigated the parents of a lot of popular rappers. The article read, Diddy's dad, Melvin Combs, was a well-known Harlem gangster who had connections to both Frank Lucas and Nicky Barnes. And Janice was the boss's ride-or-die chick. After her husband was brutally murdered when Diddy was still a child, she took to raising young Sean on her own. And if you thought this was bad, wait till you hear about Diddy's very weird relationship with his mother. People have actually been speculating for a while now that Diddy and his relationship with his mom goes way farther than the regular mother-son relationship. These rumors got even worse after a video.
So when you hear about this girl's mom, I mean,
Diddy was
this boy's mom, you know, acting like he's innocent, she's a part of this.
Diddy whooping Cassie up and down that hallway is just honestly stupid. Like Janice Combs, are you okay with the fact that Diddy was abusing women? Are you okay with the fact that Diddy is having multiple allegations now from minors, and you are literally victim shaming these people? Janice Combs was around a lot of the times, and she looked like she was having a great time in all of these parties that Diddy would throw. What really pisses me off is the fact that Janice Combs has spent plenty of time with Cassie, and Cassie is the one person that the feds are using in the indictment against Diddy. She is witness 1. Her lawsuit is what made these trafficking charges, these racketeering charges, and everything possible. So when Janice Combs decided to put out this statement, she was calling Cassie a liar. After she literally watched what Diddy did to Cassie, and she had absolutely nothing to say about that. So you think that's fine that he did that. You are just as bad as your son, honestly, in my opinion. Here you are with Cassie when she had to shave off the one side of her head because Diddy allegedly pulled her hair out so bad that she had went bald on the one side of her head. And can't nobody tell me that you didn't know what your son was doing the second that Diddy tried to act like he was such an amazing guy before everything busted wide open and tried to have these artists sign NDAs so they could never speak about what had happened to them or other things that they saw, and your name just happened to be in it. Yeah, no. You're not fooling anybody, Janice. Take a
Fact.
fucking seat.
Take a whole seat. All right, y'all. So, like I said, I had a lot more topics. So I want to move on. We'll talk about Diddy, more about Diddy tomorrow, because we'll find out if he actually gets bond or if he gets his bond refused. So I'm going to come back either tomorrow or later on today once we find out if his bond hearing was refused or if he's going to be out, and we'll talk about that. So now I want to get down into Pastor Keon Henderson, another black disgusting trash man.
Problem with the church is that
So check this out.
Here's the other problem with the church is that anytime a person is in need, y'all go to running and dropping money. But let me tell you something, the poor will be with you always. And there is no blessing connected to blessing the poor. Multiplication is segregated for tithes and offering. When you give to the poor, the only thing you do is help them, but you don't help yourself.
Y'all hear that shit, y'all? He's a pastor. One of the demons of our community is literally telling his congregation, do not help people in need. You have people who are suffering all over the country. You got hurricanes in North Carolina. You got fires in Wisconsin. You got hurricanes in Florida, Hurricane Milton. What's up, Francis? All of these people, they had a hurricane in Houston. And what people in his congregation are doing, they're paying into GoFundMe's and they're helping out people that are in Houston that had to deal with a hurricane, last month? And he is angry at his congregation because they are not helping him fix up his little raggedy ass church. Because he's still waiting on insurance money because the same hurricane that affected the people in the community, they affected his church. I mean, the hurricane. So now he's mad at the congregation for not paying tithes.
Here's the other problem with the church is that anytime a person is in need, y'all go to running and dropping money. But let me tell you something, the poor will be with you always. And there is no blessing.
So he's calling the people that lost their homes in different hurricanes poor people.
Blessing connected to blessing the poor. Multiplication is segregated for tithes and offering. When you
multiplication is segregated by tithes and offerings. In other words, there will be no multiplication of blessings. There will be no multiplication of money by helping people that need it. And according to this idiot, he's literally saying the only time or the only way you will get multiplication in your blessings is if you give it to him. This man is trash.
Blessing the poor, multiplication is segregated for tithes and offering.
To tithes and offerings. Multiplication is segregated to tithes and offerings. This man is a piece of shit. So it's not just Diddy. This man is a Diddy. He just don't take advantage of black people with baby oil. He just don't take advantage of black people with Diddy parties. His Diddy party is his congregation, is when they come to church. So he's having a different type of Diddy party, but he's ruining the black community worse than Diddy. Keon Henderson is worse than Diddy. Because the only people, and I'm not dismissing those people, but the only people that are being hurt and traumatized by Diddy is the people that are in this world of star power and Diddy parties. Now, with all that being said, there is a rumor of Diddy and them going to foster homes and doing things over there. So there are people that are being held or pushed or pulled against their will to do certain things. So I'm not dismissing their experiences. But who has a bigger net? These black crooked pastors and white crooked pastors, or P. Diddy? It's the crooked pastors. The crooked pastors have a bigger net because the Diddy parties are people who want to party. Keon Henderson, his net is us. None of us are trying to go to no Diddy party. Even before we found out what Diddy was doing. None of us have been to a Diddy party. None of us can go to a Diddy party. But guess what? We can go to a Keon Henderson party. All of us either has or are going to a crooked pastor party. All of us have been to a crooked pastor party. All of us. Put a 1 in the chat if you have went to a crooked pastor party, which means, have you ever been to church? Put a 1 in the chat if you have ever been to church. Put a 1 in the chat if you've ever been to church. All of you putting 1s in the chat have been to crooked pastor parties. Do you see how it's different? So the net is exceptionally, exponentially bigger for these pieces of crap compared to Diddy. So even though this man isn't diddling with people to a certain degree, because it's totally different, but to a certain degree, Keon Henderson is worse than Diddy because of how big his net is. How many people he can reach, how many innocent people he can manipulate versus Diddy. So this man, in my opinion, is worse than Diddy.
Blessing the poor, multiplication is segregated for tithes and offering. When you give to the poor, the only thing you do is help them, but you don't help yourself. Charity does not bring wealth. What? Only the tithe does that.
Charity does not bring wealth. Charity is not for wealth, stupid. Charity is not about wealth, you idiot. Charity is about charity, stupid.
What? Only the tithe does that.
A lot of them don't have it, so asking them for $2,100 to build a church that's already in operation was a foolish move.
We don't owe a dollar for a speaker, a bus, a sprinter.
So before I play that, let me show y'all a little background on this dude.
Buckle on the shoulder, right? That shows me that this is an Alexander McQueen shirt. That is the Alexander McQueen shirt. Can y'all see how much this shirt costs right here? If we do it alone. The people in Houston that dealt with the same hurricane that your church is dealing with.
Houston dealt with a hurricane last month. So now Florida and North Carolina is dealing with hurricane.
They're doing it alone. And this is why you're a piece of Mr. Keon Henderson. You're sitting in front of your people with a $900 Alexander McQueen shirt on, asking people for $4 million to rebuild your little stinking ass church when people in Houston are without power, without AC, without food, without water, some of them without roofs. And your dumbass is sitting here requiring your people, as you sit in Joel Osteen's church, who is worth $50 million. Do you ask Joel Osteen for some money? No. You ask people who are going through the same shit as you're going through for $2,100 that they don't have. As a church, your job is to galvanize your people so they can help the community, not your punk ass.
I'm asking 2,100 people to give $2,100 in the next 21 days.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Don't have it, so asking them for $2,100 to build a church that's already in operation was a foolish move.
We don't owe a dollar for a speaker, a bus, a sprinter, a carpet, a chair, everything in our church, except for the mortgage, is paid off, and that's next.
One question that I do have, Pastor Keon, is what happens to those people's $2,100?
Facts. But the answer to that is he used their what? I need 20 people to come up with $2,100. He literally said it came from them. Listen to what he says right here. So hold on. First, this is what he said. Hold up. So, hold on. Is the other one. So this is what he asked. He asked, hold on. Well, whatever. This is what he said right here.
We don't owe a dollar for a speaker, a bus, a sprinter, a carpet, a chair, everything in our church, except for the mortgage, is paid off, and that's next.
One question that
No, hold on. I'm trying to. He said thanks to your donations. Hold on. I think he said it right here.
was a foolish move.
We don't owe a dollar for.
Okay, I thought he said it. Maybe not.
It's paid off, and that's next.
One question that I do have, Pastor Keon, is what happens to those people's $2,100? Are you going to give them back their money, or is it just something that they're sowing into the future for? That is just one thing that inquiring minds would like to know.
The sound system should be done by Monday. The roof should be fixed by Monday.
Oh, he says it right here.
We've got everything set. We're ready to go, and we'll be back in the house.
Listen to who paid for all this. Watch this.
And let me tell you something. We didn't take a loan out to fix it because you were faithful. Somebody give God some praise.
That's it. We didn't take out a loan to pay for it because you were stupid. Not you, but his people that actually did all that stuff. He's bragging. He's bragging that he did not have to take out a loan because his dummies paid everything for him. So this is the update on what This is the update on what he's been doing. Did he get that money? Yes, he got the money.
On the shoulder, right? That shows me that this is an Alexander McQueen. Can y'all see how much? If we do it alone. The people in Houston that dealt with the same hurricane that your church is dealing with.
No, $4.4 million, Stacy. $2,100 times 21 is $4.4 million, not 44,000. You missed something. $2,100 times 21 is $4.4 million. You missed a zero. So apparently this man actually got the money from y'all.
Except for the mortgage, it's paid off, and that's next.
One question that I do have, Pastor Keon, is what happens to those people's $2,100? Are you going to give them back their money, or is it just something that they're sowing into the future for? That is just one thing that inquiring minds would like to know.
The sound system should be done by Monday. The roof should be fixed by Monday. We've got everything set. We're ready to go, and we'll be back in the house. And let me tell you something. We didn't take a loan out to fix it because you were faithful. Somebody give God some praise.
We didn't have to take a loan out to fix it. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. So let me send this because y'all saying something in the chat. Let's see, 265,414. So let me do some math and see what y'all talking about. He said he needed, hold on. What is the actual thing he said? So let's go to what he said first, so we'll all be on the same page. Oh, shit. Okay. So let's go to what he said first. Where's the video? Hold on one second. I'm looking for the video so we can play it. All right, here it is right here. This is what he said.
All of these people displaced. God gave me a vision, and he said we can do it in 21 days. I'm asking 2,100 people to give $2,100 in the next 21 days. What?
2,100 people. Y'all get it now? It's 2,100 people, not 21 people. Play it again.
Bro, what are you talking about, man? Honey.
All of these people displaced.
Listen.
God gave me a vision, and he said we can do it in 21 days. I'm asking 2,100 people to give $2,100 in the next 21 days.
What?
2,100 people paying $2,100, not 21 people. It don't make no sense to ask 21 people. You got a big old congregation, 2,100 people. So the man got a certain amount of money from y'all. I don't know how much, but it wasn't $4.4 million. But he's running around bragging about his church now because they gave him some money. And a lot of other people are without homes because of these hurricanes. So let's go down this rabbit hole real quick and find out how much churches actually get paid.
They have a weekly tithes and offerings.
So this is the typical black church and how much, well, large black church.
It seems as if they have a weekly tithes and offerings budget about every week, they're receiving about $437,799.
$400,000 a week? $400,000 per week. $400,000 a week, y'all. What are the likes at now, y'all? What are the likes? What are the likes? What are the likes? Let's see what the likes are. Come on, y'all. Let's get the likes up. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. $400,000 per week. Let's do a quick commercial and we'll come right back. And we're going to talk about this shit. $400,000 a week.
How about we meet up at a coffee shop? Hey, how about we meet up at a coffee shop and play this fun dating card game?
Thank you, Wani.
We'll have fun and see if we're compatible all at the same time.
Ooh, what's the name of the game?
It's called Deeper Discussions.
I'm down.
Okay, meet you at 6.
Fellas, buy this card game. Ladies, buy this card game. Buy about 2 or 3 card games. The main reason why people can't stay together isn't because they don't like each other no more. It's actually because their present family issues come up or their past family issues come up. But when you play Deeper Discussions, you'll be able to understand a person's family issues up front.
This game can be played with either 2 people or an entire group. So have fun.
Question number 1. Name a time when money was the main factor why a relationship went bad.
Deeper Discussions Dating Edition. Again, these cards are good for vetting a potential boyfriend,
Candidate.
a potential girlfriend, a potential husband, a potential wife. The texture of these cards are so soft and silky, by the way. Like
they ain't gonna get
really
wore out.
durable.
A dating card game for introverts who have a hard time asking the much needed compatibility questions. Deeper Discussions, the card game.
Thank you so much, Sweetie and Oliver. He is telling things that others aren't. I have watched everything on Diddy. Great live. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. 400,000 reasons to misuse church funds. Exactly. All right, so let's get back to it. And if you have not already bought my Deep Discussions card game, make sure to buy the card game. It's the best $35 that you will ever spend. If you have bought my Deep Discussions card game already, put a 1 in the chat and tell everybody how your experience has been playing the card game thus far. If you have already bought the card game and if you played it, tell everybody in the chat how your experience has been thus far from playing the card game. All right, so let's go to the video. Where is it? Here it is.
These people did.
That's not it. That's not the video. Where's the video? Hold on a second, y'all.
Display
Potential.
Oh, here it is.
was not created.
Okay.
Seems as if they have a weekly tithes and offerings budget about every week, they're receiving about $437,799.
All of these people displaced. God gave me a vision, and he said we can do it in 21 days. I'm asking 2,100 people to give $2,100 in the next 21 days.
Hey, how about we meet up at a coffee shop and play this fun dating card game? We'll have fun.
Right.
This game can
The much needed compatibility questions. Deeper Discussions, the card game.
Just so happened to open it, and I thought it was really interesting because I knew churches made a lot of money, but I didn't know like how much money churches made. So I wanted to share this to see if anyone else would be like,
this is gonna be crazy,
blown
y'all.
away. And this is a mega church. Okay, a lot of members, not sure, mom and pop. It's a mega church. So
what's up, Magnum? I see you change your name back.
in tithes and offerings, they made or received $20,914,523.
What?
Received $20,914,523.
$20 million per year, y'all.
I wanted to spend a moment to give you the state of our church.
Damn.
And to let you know where we are after the unfortunate events of Hurricane Beryl that came at us unexpectedly.
Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. I need y'all to comment in the comments, comment in the chat. Tell me about this dude.
This storm was not created for us. I would not be selfish to just have you pray for us alone. 2 million people at the time of impact had no power.
Right here. He don't give a damn about none of these people who literally just went through this storm along with his church. And then he's like, yo, but forget them. What about me? What about my church? See, the number one job for a church that isn't black, because black churches, their number one job is to keep their community stuck in poverty. But the number one job of an actual church that isn't crooked, you mobilize your community to go help people in the community. But all of these crooked pastors, all they literally want to do is to help themselves by keeping everybody broke and in poverty.
2 million people at the time of impact had no power.
2 million people.
No food.
What about it?
Some had no air conditioning. They were in literal heat waves because the temperatures in Texas are unforgiving.
But forget them people. What about my church? This is crazy. Hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button as y'all coming on in and shout out your city. You have insurance, sir. How about you being hard-nosed and tough and go to the insurance company and go work? Drive for Uber or something, Pastor Keon. Stop begging your damn people for $4.4 million.
All we had to go through just to get here.
Let's see whose church he's at.
I want to express my gratitude to Pastor Joel and Victoria Osteen.
He's at Pastor Joel Osteen's church. And I looked him up, Joel Osteen, that is. And this man is worth $50 million. He's worth over $50 million. Sitting at Joel Osteen's church because his church is uninhabitable and he's emotional. So he goes over to Pastor Joel Osteen's church. Does he ask for Joel Osteen's help? No. He asked for Joel Osteen's cameras so he can ask people for help. And while he's running around getting all this money, $4 million from people, this is what's going on in the rest of the world.
Tell me why the entire state of Wyoming is on fire right now and nobody even knows this. Multiple counties have been affected with over 100,000 acres on fire with zero containment. Now you're asking yourself, what is going on with these natural disasters and smart cities and land grabs? You guys, I looked into this one. This is the biggest one yet. First, let's start with where the biggest fires are, starting with the Elk Fire with over 74,000 acres currently on fire. Elk is located in the Sheridan County, and the other counties on fire is the Telton County and the Fremont County with 58,000 acres combined with zero containment. This list shows all the fires that happened this year in Wyoming from the start date and containment date and what caused them. Some were caused by human activity and some, like this one, was caused by lightning, but I'll reserve judgment on that. But here's a weird thing about the last two. So the Telton County and the Fremont County actually merged together on October 5th, but started in August 16th. Now, it's not so much that the fires merge, that happens all the time, and these two counties are next to each other, but it's the timing. It's 2 months later, and you had multiple containments in between these fires. Now, you could say this is a land grab, with Wyoming being number 6 with the most land owned by the federal government with over 46%, but it's way more nefarious than that. Now, you remember that first county I showed you, Sheraton, with over 70,000 acres on fire? Yeah, they just found the biggest deposit of rare earth minerals worth $37 billion. Now the question is, does the government own this land? It says here the Sheraton County, Wyoming is a governmental entity that operates under the jurisdiction of the state of Wyoming, but it is not owned by the US government. Now another question is, can the government take this land? It says the government can take private property during a disaster under the power of eminent domain.
Y'all hear that? Y'all hear that? all of this stuff is intertwined. These natural disasters are on purpose. We're going to talk about that. These pastors are pushing people to be more broke. And you got people like P. Diddy who are being funded by BlackRock and these other companies, larger companies, to bring in women, oil them up, traumatize them, and also Diddy is connected to Department of Children's Services. All of this stuff is intertwined. So whether it's the fires, tornadoes, or hurricanes, they're starting these fires, they're starting these hurricanes with cloud seeding. And essentially, they're now able to take property from you after you evacuate it. And I'm not saying nobody should stay during something like this, but one of the reasons why they're telling you to evacuate your home is so they can take your property and land. Sorry. All this shit is all connected.
But it's way more nefarious than that. Now you remember that first county I showed you, Sheraton, with over 70,000 acres on fire? Yeah, they just found the biggest deposit of rare earth minerals worth $37 billion. Now the question is, does the government own this land? It says here the Sheraton County, Wyoming is a governmental entity that operates under the jurisdiction of the state of Wyoming, but it is not owned by the U.S. government.
Not owned
now,
by
another question is, can the government take this land? It says the government can take private property during a disaster under the power of eminent domain.
They're causing everything. They're causing everything. Kamala Harris is part it. Bruh.
Which allows for the acquisition of.
Yes, the government is control of the weather. I'll say this, because y'all gonna think I'm crazy when I say this, and I'm just gonna say it. Do y'all know that the hurricanes and the fires, let's see, is Wyoming a red state or a blue state? Wyoming also. So I'm just going to say it, y'all. Wyoming is on fire and it's a red state. All of these cities, states that are having these natural disasters, are all red states. Wyoming is a red state. Let's see. Is North Carolina a red state? In North Carolina, not only are, let's see. If North Carolina a red state or a blue state? Why don't you just tell me what it is? Okay. Red states are getting hit with natural disasters out of nowhere. Is Florida a red state or a blue state? They're not directly telling me. Okay, let's do this. Okay, I got the map. So Wyoming is a red state. Florida is a red state. Georgia is a blue state, so we're safe from natural disasters. Georgia is a blue state, so we're safe from natural disasters. Let's just look. Let's all look at it. Hold on. Map. I'm gonna show it. I'm gonna show this to y'all so everybody can look at it. Trying to get it, make it. All right, here we go. Everybody hit the like button. 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 Okay, so here we go. So we got it right here and put it on the big screen. Oh, right here. All right, here we go. So this is what we're looking at. So Florida is a red state. Wyoming is a red state. Where's North Carolina? You got Virginia, Kentucky, Tennessee, Ohio, South. Okay, so North Carolina is a blue state. Okay, so I may be wrong then. I thought North Carolina was a red state. So it's a possibility that some of these disasters may or may not be natural, but it's just a theory. I may be wrong. I may be crazy. Well, sorry. All right, so let's go back to the video. So I may be wrong, I may be right, maybe on some conspiracy theorist stuff.
For public use provided that the owner is compensated. However, this typically occurs when the property is needed for emergency response efforts. Oh, like a fire caused by lightning? Got it. Oh, it doesn't stop there. So the company Wyoming Rare got $450 million from the feds for their Hollow Creek project because they found even more rare earth minerals on the other side of Wyoming. This is a tens of billions of dollars play because they said it's so big that it could be a world leader of how much minerals they have. You really have to ask yourself, how many coincidences have to line up before it's not a coincidence?
And somebody says, yes, I'm wrong and I'm crazy. Hey man, I'm not like a professional state. I'm just a normal person like y'all that just cares about my people, you know? So yeah, I could be right. I mean, I could be right, I could be wrong, whatever. You know, there you go. There's nothing wrong with thinking outside of the box. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm doing, thinking outside of the box. You know, y'all can get mad at me. I'm just looking at everything. That's all. So let's go back to the crooked pastor stuff, and we're going to get into the hurricane stuff too in a second. Does he need the help? No, because he has insurance. We're about to go down the rabbit hole. Let's go. Put a 1 in the chat if you are ready for this information. And remember, the reason why I'm putting these things together is because Pastor Keon Henderson was dealing with a natural disaster. And that's the reason why he's asking for all of this money. Just in case you wondering why you're all over the place. Actually, no, I'm not.
A huge majority, the black church fault why we are where we are.
Now, with that being said, the black church got us to a certain point in history. The unity, the civil rights movement, the slain, church leaders that actually led to basically what we have now. But it seemed like at one point, it just all stopped.
The moment that the government allowed churches to become nonprofits and then 503Cs allowed it to be a business to put money in the preacher's pocket, he had no more responsibility for uplifting the community. I'm uplifting my pockets and my paycheck. In my opinion, that's what happened.
And that's just from what they receive in worship, like when you're in service. Matthew 25 contributions, which, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not exactly sure what exactly that is, but in Matthew 25 contributions,
oh, it's more.
They received $1,035,000. In bookstore sales, $108,000. And overall, and for the building fund, which is so they just built a new building.
Ah, y'all hear that, right? A building fund.
The insurance job is to give you a depreciated value on the assets that you have. And we are in the process now of fighting to get all we can for the people of our community.
If you were actually fighting for the people in your community, you wouldn't be arguing with the insurance company. You would be mobilizing your people that are, at your church and doing food drives and getting people to go out and help the people that have damaged houses and paying for people's hotel stays or whatever until their houses are rebuilt.
And they received $708,000. In total revenue, that is $22,765,523. It seems as if they have a weekly tithes and offerings budget. About every week, they're receiving about $437,799.
And they don't have to pay taxes on it. Are y'all able to see how and why Black churches work for the government?
So this is not even as big a church as Joel Osteen's church, which is also.
Oh, that's where your boy is right here. He's in.
Feel like I know you in my heart. And because you've helped us to get here, I'm going to call on you to help us to get there. I need you to help us in rebuilding. We were getting ready to do this in October anyway, and those.
Oh, so y'all was already getting ready to build. So you're using this catastrophe that happened in Houston as an excuse. Facts. So you want to come out as a victim of a storm. Oh, okay. It's all making sense now. It's making sense now.
You all who've watched me, you've heard me say that it was time for us to expand our sanctuary.
Sanctuary. The Black church is not a sanctuary. It is a money pit. It is a black hole. I'll say it again. The Black church is not a sanctuary. It is a black hole.
I told our church that we were going to start over. And yet again, I believe God said, Keon, you're...
Shut up, you crook.
As you said, the majority of Black churches are theologically bankrupt. And Joel Berry goes on to suggest that because of redlining and segregation and so on and so forth, that the Black church has basically been cut off from theological and intellectual sound theology. And to suggest that without the guidance of the white church, that the Black church has somehow turned into this other thing.
Remember the guy, what he said right here.
They said to us, our church, our teachings must align with theirs. Jesus is white. December 25th, Christmas, yeah. The laws are done away with. I'm like, we don't teach that. You can't get no money from us. You can't get no money from us. You can't get no money from us.
You got to understand the specific purpose of a Black church is to keep that community in poverty. Their jobs are to, one, suck up all of the neighborhood's resources. That's the first thing. And the second thing is to keep Black women single, because the actual boyfriend and the husband of the Black woman is the government and the pastor of the church. See, the pastor comes out and they're always attractive, right? And it makes the pastor look like, oh my God, I wish he was my husband.
Too small.
See, he's a nice looking guy.
So let me.
Right? There's always a nice looking guy as a pastor. And next thing you know, women start fantasizing about him being her husband. And next thing you know, the government is paying her bills and the pastor is making her feel good. And speaking of feeling good, listen to this real quick. Yo, I posted this video yesterday.
It's meant to help you embrace the little girl in you that you never had the opportunity to be when you were little. Like Michael Jackson.
Say that. That is helpful.
And a woman said in my comments, you don't know how to talk to women. And I asked her in the comments, what do you mean talk to women? You mean pander to women? And I sat there and thought, where do black women get this bullshit from? Pastors. And then I seen this.
And I believe God said, Keon, your faith was too small. I'm asking 2,100 people to give $2,100 in the next 21 days.
And it all came together. Our black women thrive off of feeling good, whether it's crooked ass pastors like this guy blowing smoke up your asses to make you feel good, whether it's food, whether it's alcohol. The majority of you ladies are actually alcoholics and you don't even know it, or the dude that you're sleeping with that ain't even got no job. Kamala Harris is even an example. She doesn't even have any policies to implement, but she comes out with Meg Thee Stallion shaking her ass in front of y'all and she gets y'all's votes. All y'all want to do is feel good. Y'all don't want to go to the gym. Y'all don't want to get therapy. You don't want to stop drinking. You don't want to do anything that actually takes work. And you come to my page and start acting a fool because I'm not kissing your ass. So I'm gonna tell each and every one of you, I'm not pandering to you. Over here, I teach discipline. Over here, I teach structure.
Churches are turning into, they're not teaching the word no more. They just want to get together and sing and say the same thing over and over. He's coming, 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 he's coming. Yes, he is, yes, he is. He's coming, he's coming, he's coming.
Then the year 2000 come, George Bush hits us with the what? Faith-based initiative. He finds a loophole in federal law that allows you to finance churches. So now the mega churches and the medium-sized churches in the black community, Charlemagne, are being financed by the government. You think it's a coincidence, Envy, that you don't see no major churches involved in the miseducation movement? No major churches involved in the mass incarceration movement? No major churches involved in police genocide? Yeah. No major churches involved in poverty? Where is the black church when it comes to black people issues? They're missing in action because they're being paid by the government to stay out of the struggle. And that's why it's called faith-based initiative. Your pastor is the new FBI agent. Wow. FBI agent. Wow. FBI agent. Wow.
Yeah, they don't care about black folks.
They about to come in.
Mega church don't care about black folks.
That's what you said.
My problem with black religion is threefold. You take three things from black people that we can't afford to waste money and can't never get back. Number one is money. You take too much resources. Time. Every black church should have three institutions. You should have a school for our kids, a bank to invest in our people, and you should have a community garden to feed our people good food. Facts. Every church should have those three. If you are bringing in at least $250,000 a year in tithes and you ain't got a school, a bank, and a garden, you a goddamn fraud. I don't care who you are. Remember what I said, 250K. If you less than 250K, you should still be doing something. But I'm not gonna hold you to the same standard. But if you're $250,000 that you can depend on annually, you should have some institutions for the people. So number one, they take too much money. Number two, Joe, they take too much of our time. You don't get your time back. You can make that money back. You can't make your time back. Bible.
Joe Osteen has a net worth of $100 million.
Study. Sunday service, Sunday morning service, Sunday night service. God showed me a religion or a religious organization that believes in free thought and liberation of consciousness. Every religion is a mind control institution. It's not attached to spirituality.
That's why I didn't. Hey, how about we meet up at a coffee shop and play this fun dating card game? We'll have fun and see if we're compatible all at the same time.
Ooh, what's the name of the game?
It's called Deeper Discussions.
I'm down.
Okay, meet you at 6.
Fellas, buy this card game. Ladies, buy this card game. Buy about 2 or 3 card games. The main reason why people can't stay together isn't because they don't like each other no more. It's actually because their present family issues come up or their past family issues come up. But when you play Deeper Discussions, you'll be able to understand a person's family issues up front.
This game can be played with either 2 people or an entire group. So have fun.
Question number 1. Name a time when money was the main factor why a relationship went bad.
Deeper Discussions Dating Edition. Again, these cards are good for vetting a potential boyfriend, a potential girlfriend, a potential husband, a potential wife. The texture of these cards are so soft and silky, by the way. Like
they ain't gonna get
really
wore out.
Durable.
A dating card game for introverts who have a hard time asking the much needed compatibility questions. Deeper Discussions, the card game.
So somebody just told me to Google blue and red states 2024, and it's different. I don't see nothing. I'm trying to see if it's different, because I don't know. Somebody just told me to Google blue and red states 2024. It's just 1,000 different maps. Okay, so let's talk about what's going on with these storms.
Well, let's show you. Imagine this.
Because I seen this and I was like, damn.
What it looks like. Well, let's show you. Imagine this. Imagine 3 feet of storm surge right here. Now, if this amount of water catches you by surprise, it's too late to evacuate. Cars are floating around and floating away. There's large objects in here that could knock things down with a battering ram-like force. Now, there's no way, again, to evacuate with this kind of storm surge. But we know there's going to be places with more than 3 feet. Imagine 6 feet of storm surge. Now, this completely floods out the first floors of homes and businesses, and the only way to escape that is to move to the higher floor of a building. Now, unfortunately, there are going to be places that get more than 6 feet of storm surge flooding. Imagine this, 9 feet and even beyond of flooding, of inundation. This is practically not survivable. So please follow the advice of your local officials when they ask you to evacuate.
I want to show y'all something, and I'm not saying I'm 100% prepared for anything, but I want to show y'all something that was kind of funny. The other day, I was talking to a woman, and we were talking about survival stuff, right? And she was just like, why you got all this crazy stuff? And I was like, just in case I need it. I'm one of those people who train my kids to not only fight and protect themselves, but I also train my kids to prepare for the worst case scenario, right? So I buy a whole bunch of stuff that I'm probably never going to use. So I got this as an example. Can anybody in the chat tell me what this is? Because I told her, well, I showed her this, and she was like, what in the world do you need that for? So does anybody know what this is? Come on, y'all. Tell me what this is. Does anybody know what this is? Troy got it right. A grappling hook. Yes, a grappling hook. And she was like, why in the world do you need a grappling hook? What in the world are you? You think you Batman or something? So this is a grappling hook. This is a grappling hook. And I got the rope in the other room, right? So she was just like, you are crazy. Why in the world do you need a freaking grappling hook? Where are you looking to climb? I said, well, what if there was a flood? And for whatever reason, I can't evacuate. A ladder ain't going to get me on top of a building. A ladder ain't going to get me on top of no building. But a grappling hook would. She thought I was crazy. But now that we're talking about all these floods in all these random ass places, she literally called me back and said, I'm sorry that I second guessed you. Let me show y'all the other stuff. This is the rope for the grappling hook. Got plenty of rope for the grappling hook. I got shit right here. I got all kinds of shit. And the reason why I have all this is just in case something happened. I got flashlights. I got all kinds of shit. So this whole thing right here is a spear, right? But it's also a shovel where if I had to dig a ditch, it's also a shovel or pickaxe. So it's a weapon and it's a shovel or a pickaxe. And I got stuff inside of here where, well, I got this whole thing breaks down where I can carry it in a bag if I need to. It's a compass on top of this. All right. Right here. What is this? It's some other shit. And it's like a container where I can put stuff in it if I need to. Like as an example. That's empty, right? If I needed to, I can take all my money, or not all my money, you know, and ball it up, not ball it up, but, you know, fold it up and put it in there. And now I can move around the city or whatever. And if somebody steals my bag or something, my money would be in here in my weapon instead of in my wallet. To say some goes on, you get pickpocketed and they take your credit cards. Well, they don't take my money. So for all of you watching, you may look at me like I'm crazy. Oh, here's another one. This is the one that got all the crazy stuff in it. This is what I was looking for. So this is another one, a little smaller. This one actually has a wrench in it or something. I gotta find out where it is. But my whole point is, yes, here we go. This is a fire starter. Well, I can actually start fires. Well, a fire, not start fires. But yeah, the girl actually thought I was crazy until she started seeing all of this stuff in these videos. She literally was like, why do you need a grappling hook? Well, when I see this shit, I'm like, this is why.
It looks like. Well, let's show you. Imagine this. Imagine 3 feet of storm surge right here. Now, if this amount of water catches you by surprise, it's too late to evacuate. Cars are floating around and floating away. There's large objects in here that could knock things down with a battering ram-like force. Now, there's no way, again, to evacuate with this kind of storm surge. But we know there's going to be places with more than 3 feet. Imagine 6 feet of storm surge. Now, this completely floods out the first floors of home.
Oh, and this right here at the top is a glass breaker. This will break any glass because there's a pin in here. So whatever I need to do, I can just bop and bust the glass of a house or a car, or whatever, and get in the car. Because there's a pin in here. So the second you hit the glass, it shatters the glass. I got all this from Amazon. So I got generators, I got chargers, I got grappling hooks, I got cleavers, weapons and stuff, because the thing about it is, if things were to actually get crazy or whatever, at some point, depending on how long things end up being crazy, you can turn around and run out of bullets. And now you need some hand-to-hand type shit. Because I got guns, but what if I run out of bullets? What if something happens and we're screwed up for like 6 months? Well, at some point, I end up running out of bullets. If I'm running around shooting at people or trying to defend myself. I'm trying to find a knife. There's a knife in here somewhere. Where's the freaking knife? But let me finish playing this. But yeah, she actually thought these were toys. I'm like, these are weapons, ma'am.
Homes and businesses, and the only way to escape that is to move to the higher floor of a building. Now, unfortunately, there are going to be places that get more than 6 feet of storm surge flooding. Imagine this, 9 feet and even beyond of flooding, of inundation. This is practically not survivable. So please follow the advice of your local officials.
Another glass breaker. So I can take the whole thing apart and I can just have this. And this is a weapon in itself. You know, just walk around like this. And at the end is a glass breaker where if I need to, if there is evacuation or whatever, and I got to break into a car or break out of a car, and I can set fires if I need to with that. And there's a knife in here also, but I don't feel like taking the whole thing apart. I like the t-shirt. Thank you. This is my t-shirt brand, Family Empowerment. Yes.
When they ask you to evacuate. And if you have any questions about what evacuation zone you're in, if you need to go and or where you need to go to floridadisaster.org. And by all means, everybody, please stay safe.
At 3 feet above normally dry ground, water is already life-threatening. It's too late to evacuate. Water this high can knock you off your feet, make cars float, and driving impossible. The first floor of homes and businesses are flooded. Unfortunately, the water is expected to rise even higher at 6 feet above the height of most people. Vehicles get carried away, structures start to fail. Just look at this. Anything could be in this water, sharp glass, debris, chemicals as well. The scary part is some areas could see surge values at 10 to 15 feet. And this takes us up to 9. And look what it does. At this level, the first floors of structures are completely flooded, and there are few places that it is safe when the water rises this high. We want everyone to know their evacuation.
Right now, the current is ridiculous. We're basically marching up a river.
Why are they out there? Why?
Tide is rising very quick. Very quick. It's getting hard to walk. Water's almost past the benches. It's up to my knees right now. Tampa General is doing well. It's a whole light workout. Yeah, but yeah.
Somebody said I need a boat. I have a boat. Let me show y'all something. I'm play this. I'm pull it up.
Workout right here. Show them the bench. Look at the bench. Almost underwater. There's like fish nibbling at our feet.
Show you. Let's start off with a Category 1 storm. And the damage here, not too bad. A couple of shingles fall off. You can have some palm fronds bending in the wind, but everything basically remains intact. Category 2, that's where you really start to feel it. Look at the windows of the house. They can be hit from debris.
So before we play, I'm gonna back that up because y'all might want to watch that. So here's a picture of a foldable boat. Y'all don't understand how important all this stuff is. You would not believe this if I did not show this to you. I have this. Let me make it bigger. I have this. All right. Why don't okay. Okay, let's see. Do y'all see this? Put a 1 in the chat if y'all can see my screen. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all can see my screen. Do y'all see this? Put a 1 in the chat if y'all can see my screen. Can y'all see this? Want to make sure y'all can see it. This is a foldable boat. So it's a book bag type of thing that fits in your closet. And worst case scenario, something stupid happens, you can unfold it and you can now utilize it, and you have a canoe and it is a seat. This is a real thing. This is it being folded. And this is how it looks when it is unfolded. It's light, it's folded, foldable, spacious cockpit. You can put stuff up under it, and then boom, if your city floods, you are good. Now, this is how you would be looking in a flood. You will be smiling with your dog, chilling, while everybody else is looking stupid, frolicking in water, while you sitting there with your dog and you got a little oar and you chilling. These are the things that is important. How would you be looking? What do you mean? I'll be smiling just like her. I'll be chilling. But these are the things that I am into. Have I tried it? Have I tried what? We don't have water here. I'm in Atlanta, so there's no water. So I have it, but I have not tried it. No, I have not tried it. And we had mild earthquake too, and I slept through both. But my whole point is you have to be careful of watching all this stuff on TV, but you can't just sit here and just think it's never going to happen to you. You know what I'm saying?
Show you. Let's start off with a Category 1 storm. And the damage here, not too bad. A couple of shingles fall off. You can have some palm fronds bending in the wind, but everything basically remains intact. Category 2, that's where you really start to feel it. Look at the windows of the house. They can be hit from debris from the outside and already start breaking in a Category 2. Your trees are significantly bent over in the wind, and the siding of the house itself can break, flapping there in the wind, adding to those eerie noises inside. Category 3. I've heard only a Category 3, but it's not only anything except really bad news. In a Category 3, you can have the door of the house blown in because the winds get so strong. You can have the roof of the house start to flap up and down in the wind because it can lift off those weak points, and a lot of those trees start to fall. Category 4, the damage is even worse. You get most trees falling, most of your windows breaking, most of your shingles fly away, and then Cat 5 is as high as the category scale goes. By Cat 5, no shingles remain anywhere nearby. The holes in the roof get so big that the walls of the house start to fall because they're not attached to anything anymore. There won't be any trees up in the neighborhood. That's just catastrophic damage. But again, that's just from the wind, and there are other impacts from hurricanes, and they all vary through the season. So stick with the Weather Channel to keep you safe from the tropics.
Hey. So the reason why I'm showing you all this is life is real, y'all. Life is real. Y'all see all this stuff on TV, whether it's zombies or whether it's floods or earthquakes or whatever the hell, all of this stuff can happen. Probably not zombies, but all this stuff can actually happen. And it's up to you as an individual. Oh shit, I survived Katrina. Diddy, do you want to come up? I would love to hear how you survived Hurricane Katrina. Let me drop the link. I'm dropping a link. Anybody want to come up? Do y'all have any stories or any thoughts on anything we talked about, whether it's Diddy, Pastor Keon, or these hurricanes? You say yes? All right, I dropped the link. It says StreamYard, Mr. Let Go. Where was the last thing? What was the last thing I had up? This grappling hook. Talking about this. Pull over, Diddy. Talking about I'm driving. Pull over. It's a grappling hook. And I showed everybody the rope. But yeah, it's a grappling hook. The video? What video? What, this?
Falling, and most of the slide, other so stick with the weather. Season. So stick with the Weather Channel to keep you safe from the tropics.
That shit looks like a horror movie. So yeah, y'all gotta be prepared for everything, y'all. Yeah, that shit was crazy. Does anybody want to come up to share their where is this? I don't know. I just seen it on TikTok. I'm not sure. I do not know. But if anybody wants to come up and share their opinion on anything, I'm dropping a link again because somebody said they wanted to come up and share their story. And I'll be right back. Click the link and I'll bring you up. Click the link and I'll bring you up. Whoever said that in the chat. Came up with a solution that will help every woman watching, regardless of age, regardless of background. See, in my 7 years of coaching women, the number one thing that I hear in my coaching sessions is her issue or tumultuous relationship with her mother. So what I've done is come out with a card game that will actually help mothers and daughters come back together. We have to get to the source of a woman's pain, her inadequacies, her insecurities, and heal that little girl inside of her before she goes out in the world as a woman. I call Like Mother, Like Daughter, therapy in a box. Therapy in a box is 50 questions for the daughter to ask the mother, questions that you always wanted to ask. And it's also 50 questions for the mother to ask the daughter. But when you're able to ask the questions that you always wanted to ask to your mother, without her getting upset, without her pulling rank on you, the lines of communication are now open. When women are finally able to forgive their mother, forgive their father, forgive what happened to them, and most importantly, hear her mother's side of the story that she never divulged to you, relationships outside of the household would then blossom. Because for most women, there's a hurt little girl inside of her that never had an opportunity to be seen or heard. All of the resentment, the lack of being heard, but all that stops when you buy my new Like Mother, Like Daughter card game. Order it now. The link is under this video. Click the link and let's start healing. And I got something else to show y'all in a second. I got something else crazy to show y'all in a second. There's a guy that is in Florida in the middle of the storm and he's live streaming. So I'm gonna show y'all that in a second. But Speaking of my card game, if you still wanted to buy my mother-daughter card game, you have 2 more weeks before the price goes up. I'll say it again. You have 2 more weeks before the price goes up. The cards will be here somewhere around on the 25th. And I got Jordan coming up. Let me see your face, Jordan. I'll bring you up. Oh, well, you left. Okay. I gotta see your face. If you come up, I gotta see your face. But in 2 more weeks, the card game will come out, right? So if you have had or have presently a problematic or tumultuous relationship with your mother, make sure to click the link that is under this video or that is in the chat that says buy my mother-daughter card game, because this is literally the only product that you can buy that is on the market that would literally help you fix your relationship with your mother. I'll say that one more time. My mother-daughter card game is literally the only product on the market that you can buy that will help you fix your relationship with your mother. There is no other product that is on the market that will help you fix your relationship with your mother other than, of course, therapy. So I call it therapy in a box. And the card game will be here in 2 weeks. And the reason why that's so significant is because when I get my hand on this card game, I'm selling it for $200. But if you buy now, you can pre-order it for $62. So I'll say it again. You can pre-order it now for $62. But if you wait for it to get here and then I sell it to you, it's going to be $200. All right. So let me show y'all something. I should be able to show this. Here we go. There's a guy down in Florida right now. This is nuts.
My whole car is shaking.
He's in the storm. Why is he doing this? Because people will do anything for some damn views. This is crazy.
These winds are crazy.
I don't know why he's doing that, but it is what it is. Here's another guy. You can't see that, so let me stop the screen and then do it again.
Okay.
Immediately.
Okay, we still haven't really seen anything here. We do have a new confirmed tornado warning in Highland, or a new confirmed tornado in Highlands County, Florida. There's now another confirmed tornado on the ground in Highlands County, Florida. If you are in that tornado warning, again, seek shelter immediately, away from windows, lowest floor possible, and get into an interior room of your home or building.
Shit is crazy.
That is going to be back over. It's going to be on this tornado warning. All right, so the Highlands County. Is back over in Port Charlotte, Florida. Breeze are swaying right now. There is a $11 Venmo. It is unbelievable.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
We now have 11 tornado warnings.
What?
It just keeps going. Got another one for Clewiston, which just had a tornado literally like an hour and a half ago. More Haven's in the track of this. Montura's in the track of this. Get to your safe place if you're anywhere in the pink polygon. Another tornado warning near Clewiston, Florida.
Shit.
I'm not sure.
It's gonna skirt because it's
They're
gonna have
having
a
you
pretty
They're
good
just
whack.
south of that
It's
big
gonna-
debris
it's a
signature.
skirter. It's a skirter.
And Freddie
I mean,
McKinney is
Bowers gets the
also
stupid trees right
with
where it should
Connor
be.
Crop. They're in the same car.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I like to scan it. It's either weakening or it's coming right at.
Sea Ranch Acres, moving to the north. Wind is picking up, though, in Port St. Lucie a little bit. I do think that there's still at least some sort of either RFD surge or maybe even a tornado. We have now an 18th tornado warning. That is going to be for I-75 near Broward and Collier counties in Florida.
18 tornado
I don't know
warnings,
what the
y'all.
record is for tornado warnings, but we are getting very close to it. Like, we are about to hit a record, I think, for tornado warnings. This is insane. I can barely zoom out enough for you to see all the tornado warnings. We currently have 18 different tornado warnings. The record is 16. I don't think it's 16. Might be the Florida record. The Florida record might be 16.
And I'm fast forwarding, y'all. So that's why so many.
This is a view on the turnpike. What is going on here? I think it's just bugging out. Okay. Rotation south of Port St. Lucie. So I take that back. We might get another tornado warning. 141 is going. So it's going to be approaching this camera.
This shit is scary.
Is that a tornado? This is live in Port St. Lucie. I don't know what that is. Doesn't look like a tornado. That looks like a large lowering, but I can't tell what that is. It looks like a raindrop across the screen. Brandon's not on fire.
And let me show you this. What's this other guy doing? Hold on. And this fool is just sitting in the damn rain looking stupid.
Hold on.
Why are you doing this, sir?
That's crazy. I'm gonna put that on Twitter.
Why? I don't understand why. Go home. Well, not home, but this man is like a reporter and he's just anything for some damn views, bro. I'm not. Yo, let me tell y'all something. I'm in the safety of my own home. I ain't doing none of that crazy stuff for no damn views. But I don't know. I may climb up a building with my would y'all want to see me climb up a building with my grappling hook? Would y'all want to see me climb a building with my grappling hook? Do some Batman shit? Nowhere in hell. No way in hell would I do that. This ain't no joking matter. Y'all talking about some absolutely. No, I'm not climbing up nothing. Not on no damn camera. Had y'all laughing at me. Cause I'm gonna fall and bust my ass. So no, I'm not doing that. But I do rock climb. So that's kind of like practice, I guess. I guess that's practice. So I am out of here, y'all. I hope y'all have a good rest of y'all day. I'm doing a Diddy watch like I always do. So if something comes up with this Diddy bond hearing for some clout, I'm good on the clout. But whenever Diddy gets his bond hearing and we find out what happened, I'll go back live and talk about that. So until then, I'll talk to y'all later.
How about we meet up at a coffee shop and play this fun dating card game? We'll have fun and see if we're compatible all at the same time.
Ooh, what's the name of the game?
It's called Deeper Discussions.
I'm down.
Okay, meet you at 6.
Fellas, buy this card game. Ladies, buy this card game. Buy about 2 or 3 card games. The main reason why people can't stay together isn't because they don't like each other no more. It's actually because their present family issues come up or their past family issues come up. But when you play Deeper Discussions, you'll be able to understand a person's family issues up front.
This game can be played with either 2 people or an entire group. So have fun.
Question number 1. Name a time when money was the main factor why a relationship went bad.
Deeper Discussions Dating Edition. Again, these cards are good for vetting a potential boyfriend, a potential girlfriend, a potential husband, a potential wife. The texture of these cards are so soft and silky, by the way. Like
they ain't gonna get
really
wore out.
Durable.
A dating card game for introverts who have a hard time asking the much needed compatibility questions. Deeper Discussions, the card game.
Solution that will help every woman watching, regardless of age, regardless of background. See, in my 7 years of coaching women, the number one thing that I hear in my coaching sessions is her issue or tumultuous relationship with her mother. So what I've done is come out with a card game that will actually help mothers and daughters come back together. We have to get to the source of a woman's pain, her inadequacies, her insecurities, and heal that little girl inside of her before she goes out in the world as a woman. I call Like Mother, Like Daughter therapy in a box. Therapy in a box is 50 questions for the daughter to ask the mother, questions that you always wanted to ask. And it's also 50 questions for the mother to ask the daughter. But when you're able to ask the questions that you always wanted to ask to your mother without her getting upset, without her pulling rank on you, the lines of communication are now open. When women are finally able to forgive their mother, forgive their father, forgive what happened to them, and most importantly, hear her mother's side of the story that she never divulged to you, relationships outside of the household would then blossom. Because for most women, there's a hurt little girl inside of her that never had an opportunity to be seen or heard. All of the resentment, the lack of being heard, but all that stops when you buy my new Like Mother, Like Daughter card game. Order it now. The link is under this video. Click the link and let's start healing.